What's going on, guys? This is your boy Mo from Mo's Auto Clinic, where we do the best repair for very affordable prices for you guys. We're working on a BMW X3 today, and I just felt like giving you guys a tip to make the next mechanic job a whole lot easier, and make the customer life a whole lot easier. So a lot of people, when they do brakes, and they're replacing the rotors and they're replacing these things, okay? I learned this from a master certified technician. So let me get this out the way real quick. So back in the old school, they used to tell you, oh, clean the housing up and make sure you lubricate the hell out of it because the brakes gotta slide in and out. That was the old school way. Technically, over the years, what happened is somebody will go ahead and put the pads on, whatever, and start spraying this stuff in the back of the pad, the sticky stuff, and they start spraying sticky stuff in here, or they start putting like a whole bunch of grease. Okay, stop. That's a no-no. Okay? These things need to be free on their own. No grease, no nothing, not even a glint of grease, not even a glint of grease. The reason why you don't put no grease, you don't put no spray on, you don't put nothing, because all these things got chemical, and these chemicals, they turn into gooey stuff and it starts attracting dirt. And then maybe 2 months down the line or 3 months down the line, the customer backing up or something and they start hearing squeak, or they going forward in slow motion and they start hearing squeaks. The reason why is that the grease came off of that, or came off of the pad, found its way on the back of the rotor or front of the rotor, and start putting burn spots on the rotors. And that's how you start causing squeaks and vibration in the front and all that. So the tip here, guys, and let me see if I could put the phone somewhere where you could actually watch correctly. So I know you probably can't see the work, but let me put it down here. So all you guys do is just get the brush, get the brake housing or caliper housing, whatever you want to call it. You just thoroughly clean it. And you definitely got to get these places, because actually that's where the pad slides on. So, ooh, Jesus. Next time, put a little bit of brake cleaner so when you sand, it doesn't create dust like just now, but clean very well. So this process right here is actually cleaning, as you see, and actually sanding it, making it very smooth for me. So when the pad slides side to side or release itself from after applying the brakes, it kind of free itself on its own. Grease attracts dirt. Dirt is not good for the rotors. And then, of course, if you're a good mechanic and clean mechanic, go ahead, give it a little wipe, get all that old dust out of there, so it won't go on the new pad and the rotor. You ain't gotta do too much, because you're not gonna stop it, But all you do is just clean it up like this, guys. And pretty much I'm gonna put the camera right here so you can see exactly how I'm doing this. So you clean it real nice, very well, and yeah, go right back in it. Go right back with it. And of course, my bad, we changing rotors. I just put them back on so I could use them to compress the caliper. and I already cleaned, and I'm about to adjust the rear parking shoes while we at it. Now, any new rotors, guys, they put some chemical on them. So, and if you see right here, it's yellow chemical. This yellow chemical is made so the rotor won't rust during storage time on the shelf or during shipping time. So pretty much you get your brake clean and you spray it down and you wipe it down good. I don't know, Reno said he will. I don't know. So I just cleaned up all around, inside, outside, inside here. Guys, that's a very important step. The reason why, if you leave this thing on there with the chemical and you just put it on the car, once that chemical start touching heat, it start causing squeaks, it start causing vibration, it start causing the brake wear, and worst case, it start putting burn spots on the rotors. So you definitely have to clean your rotors. So I'm happy with that, but personally, I find it that I like the rear shoes to be a little tighter than that. So take my rotor off. Here, find somehow, some way. So this probably need about 3 teeth, maybe 4 at the most. I don't want it super duper tight, but I do want it a little tight. This is okay for me. I like that. I'm fine with that. Now people, please, these little small screws on the rotors, they're not, a lot of people think it's mechanic thing. It's not a mechanical part. This screw that is always on some rotors is made on the production line, so the rotors will stay in place. So it won't move while they're trying to put, or the robot trying to put the brake pads on and stuff like that. So these screws, technically guys, please, stop tightening the hell out of these screws. These screws ain't nothing but bam, bam, hit, bam. That's all you need. You don't need no much than that, man. People just over tighten these things and be hard and you have to bang them and they get rusted and you can't get the socket on them. And it's just ridiculous. Don't over tighten them, man. I'm trying to hurry up and show you how the pad would just slide on there by itself. No grease, no nothing. The screws that I don't play games with is my brake screws, especially the housing screws, and that. I don't play with these tools when it comes to tightening them. Gotta make sure these are tight. These are working, operating 24/7 from the time you start the car. You definitely want these tights. There's some things I don't believe in torquing, and because sometimes I believe it's over torqued or sometimes I believe that it's under torqued. So the only thing that I have torque in my life is cylinder heads. Other than that, I don't torque nothing. Okay, so we're gonna get the brake on. So here you go, guys. These are the pads. I use something. You see, this is a BMW. I use some of the most expensive pad on the market. This is platinum, full ceramic. So it really does very, 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 very well on heat. It takes heat pressure and it takes a lot of pressure. This is not your ordinary, I'm not gonna say your $25 pad, $30 pad. That's not what that is. But I just wanna show you guys, no grease, no nothing. No grease, no nothing. You just put that bad boy in here and there you go. I'm not having no issue sliding it. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna slide on its own. So you really don't have to do all that grease and stuff and mess up the customer's life and whole entire day. Okay? Now you put that back. Okay. It's a little harder. Okay. You put that back. I'm gonna show you a trick with this. Even my mentor, he was like, wait, what? How did you do this? I'll show you a trick for this, guys. You don't need no screwdriver or nothing. Sometimes it depends on how hard it is. We got brand new ones, so this is gonna be a little bit harder than this because this is brand new, this got wear and tear. But I'm gonna show you a trick with that in a second. I kind of hate these things, guys, because these things just a little bit crook in them, it will strip them down, and we're not trying to do that. This is taking a little bit too long because I'm trying to explain everything down, but usually I would have been done with both sides. But because I'm doing it and I'm working, it's taking a little bit longer than I wanted to. But for y'all, I got you. Just don't forget to like and subscribe, that's all. So you want to be careful with these. These you do not over tight because they are stopper bolts. And what I mean is by stopper bolts is that once they stop like that, they have reached its level limit. So you don't, you're gonna break them, and good fight and good night, you're gonna have to buy that customer a new caliber. So what I do, guys, is with my 2 fingers, I just put my 2 fingers and just, I'd rather use my finger than use my hand and my force and break them. So you see how that stops? So get 2 fingers. That's tight enough for me. They don't need to be over tightened. This is the retainer right here. So what I do, guys, I hook it in here, and I hook it in here, okay? And as I'm going down, right, I'm gonna take this down, but I'm gonna be putting force on this bottom end. And that way, when I wing it in, it clips right in. So hook it here, hook it up top. As you're coming down, bang. And here's your thing on there. Make sure, bam, it's on there. Okay? So now sensor, of course, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, any of these European cars, they highly, highly recommend for you to replace the sensor. So let's replace the sensor. Again, I see people put grease inside the sensor. Stop with the grease, people. Stop. Okay. Run your sensor where it's supposed to be at, where it goes at. And of course, this is what I hate the most. When an asshole buy a part from the partner store to get a part out of it and return it and give you a whole different part for the car. This sensor is not long enough to get to what it is. So obviously, this is not the right sensor for this car. Somebody just put that shit in there and wasted my time and wasted you guys' time. So I'll take it back out. Now you got two choices here. Either you could use your old sensor because obviously it wasn't a light on, so you could actually use it back. Or because the customer paid for it, we just gonna get him a sensor and let the parts department know about that's not the right sensor in it. So let's get a sensor. Anyway, y'all, but this is technically how you do a perfect brake job without anything. And I'm looking at the time, 20 minutes. 20 minutes, I should have been done with both sides, but I wanted to explain to you guys and run and get some parts and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you guys that stop with the grease. Stop with the grease. You need it like this, dry. Grease attracts dirt around here. And once it attracts dirt around here, it gets to the rotor and stop burning the rotor. Stop with the grease. They will be free on their own without you doing nothing. Once they press and release itself, it's gonna be free. You don't have to do nothing. Stop putting grease here, stop putting that spray in here, and stop putting all these grease in here. Stop, okay? This is how you do a perfect brake job on that type of caliber, or for real, any brake job on any caliber. Just do a real thorough clean inside there. Make sure that it's sanded enough where all the rust is out of there, and pretty much put your brake pad back on there with no grease. Anyway, y'all, I hope you like these couple tricks I showed you, and I hope you like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment. And I gotta get back to work. I gotta do the other side, and I gotta finish up my oil change.